Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling and the Midlife Crisis, or, in a very poor attempt at Finnish, Hei siellä, ja tervetuloa kavanali, aloitteleva millennius ja keskilvalen kriisi. Yeah, well, at least I gave it a go. So as you can see, we've got our Fokker D-21 by PM model in the 172 scale, PM-209 kit number in front of us. That we started as part of our You Choose My Next Build feature back in October. We actually started building this on the 22nd of October, and today is December the 18th. So it's taken nearly 2 months to actually build it. Yeah, I'm kind of sorry about that. I've had a few things to do, including going to work. But anyway, here we are, and let's just have a talk about what I have achieved and what I have created for your discerning pleasure, etc., etc. So, as you can see, we had it on our little spinny thing, and we haven't actually gone with the recommended colouring as per the painting guide and the box. That is because we have painted this up as aircraft number FR99, which was flown by one Major Gustaf Magnusson, the commanding officer of LLV-24 out of Utseno during the Winter War in January 1940. And we got some interesting information that we can share with you about this pilot a little bit later on when we've talked about what we actually did. So, obviously we painted it, we airbrushed it, and we airbrushed it in the undersurface is in Sky Grey XF19 by Tamiya. The upper surfaces are in olive green XF58 by Tamiya. The interior of the cockpit, which you can't see, is done in Sky XF21 by Tamiya. The white rudder area is done in XF2 flat white. Any aluminium exposed parts were done in flat aluminium XF16. Any black parts in XF1. And gunmetal was used on the guns, basically, I suppose. What we did is with this is we did it with a gloss varnish by Vallejo, and then we did a matte varnish on the top because that is the recommended way of doing it. The other Finnish aircraft that I actually did and I actually have completed, I've kind of experimented with the varnish mix on those, and I've tried a few different finishes. So, I mean, this is a PM model, so they are renowned for not exactly being the best kits on the market. Kind of cruddy, I suppose you could say. There are better D21s available, which is basically this 172 Special Hobby Fokker D21 against the Messerschmitts, which will cost you around about sort of 20 to 22 pounds. So this only comes with Dutch markings currently, and I wanted to do the Finnish one, so I got this one. There is also a comparison vid between the two kits and what you actually get in them. I'll put a link in the description box if you want to have a quick look at that. The PM model is generally available sort of on eBay for around about the sort of 10 to 13 pound mark. So, I mean, it's an okay sort of starter kit, I suppose you could say. It's kind of ideally suited for a novice muppet like myself. And I think I've got a reasonably good sort of representation in front of us. So, it's not perfect. We've got a little bit of a wonky ski here. We've got a little bit of sort of unevenness on the leading edges of the wing. Our cockpit canopy, I have trouble with these canopy struts, and they're probably a little bit thick, and the canopy didn't really sort of fit perfectly. It's probably more me, it does seem to be sort of stuck over to one side slightly, so that's more my fault than the actual kit. As far as the overall sort of detail of the kit, panel lines, etc., if there are any, are raised, and they are very, very, very fine, so you can't really see an awful lot, although you can kind of see them here. The decals that came with this, well, they were these swastikas that you have to sort of put them together, so we kind of threw those away, and we went and used some spare ones that we had off our AML kit, Fiat G50, swastikas only. And we needed to pinch a couple off our Gloucester Gladiator decal sheet as well. I think we used those ones on the fuselage. As far as the numbering is concerned, I used a Fantasy Print Shop I to represent my number 1. And I used some Fantasy Print Shop RAF decals for the serial number. So I mean, basically what we were trying to get finish was this particular aircraft here. As you can see, the Fokker D-21 as flown by Major Gustaf Magnusson, and the colour is darker. It was the recommended colour transfer for Tamiya, but they never seem to come out quite right, do they, at the end of the day? So there we go, we're just going to have to live with that. As far as Major Gustaf Magnusson is concerned, I've got a couple of bits of information that we can have a little look at, which are kind of interesting. I'm only really just looking at Wikipedia for this and out of our Finnish Aces of World War II. So I'll just basically read the 2 pieces out to you, and you can learn a bit about this interesting Finnish officer. So Gustaf Erik Magnusson, born 8th of December 1902 in Litorno, and died 27th of December 1993 in Helsinki, was a Finnish Major General, Fighter Ace and Mannerheim Cross Knight. He was the commander of number 24 Squadron and Flying Regiment 3 during World War II. He also flew 158 sorties as a fighter pilot and shot down 5.5 enemy aircraft. Life and career. Magnusson was born in Litorno, Lapland province, to Superintendent Leopold and Maria Magnusson. He matriculated, which means graduated, in 1923 in Kuopio. After completing his compulsory military service in the Northern Savo Regiment, Magnusson tried to get into the military academy. He was admitted to course number 6 on 1st of December 1973. 1923. After completing the course, he was assigned to Naval Flight Squadron 30 on 30th of September 1925. Magnusson was promoted to lieutenant on 14th of May 1927. Magnusson served in several military assignments in the 1930s, including the Air Force Headquarters. He was promoted to the rank of captain on 30th of November 1932. Between 1936 and 1937, Magnusson was twice ordered to the Netherlands, where he tested aircraft that had been offered to the Finnish Air Force, probably including this one, and evaluated their air combat qualifications and flight characteristics. In 1938, Magnusson spent 3 months in Germany and learned German fighter tactics. Magnusson was appointed squadron commander for number 24 Squadron on 21st November 1938. During the Winter War, Magnusson, newly promoted to the rank of major, flew several combat flights with the squadron, achieving 4 victories. In the beginning of the Continuation War on 10th November 1941, Magnusson was promoted to lieutenant colonel, and at the same time he was barred from flying combat missions. He worked as the commander of number 24 Squadron until May 1943, when he was appointed command of Flight Regiment 3, a position he held until the end of the Continuation War. Magnusson was proposed the Mannerheim Cross for the first time in August 1941, but the proposal did not go through. By recommendation of the Air Force Commander J.F. Lundquist, he was given the Mannerheim Cross on 23rd of June 1944, the 129th recipient. Magnusson resigned from the Air Force on 17th of March 1946. After his military career, he worked for the Nordic Bank as a bank manager in Varkaus, Lahti and Helsinki until 1959. He was promoted to the rank of Major General on 4th of June 1993. Gustaf Magnusson died on 27th of December 1993. He is buried at Haitiniemi Cemetery in Helsinki. So that was basically off Wikipedia. Mannerheim also flew a few other aircraft, including Brewster Buffalo B-239. And that was the aircraft which he flew in the Continuation War. So obviously this was just the Winter War that he flew this particular aircraft in. So going back to our Finnish Aces of World War II book by Osprey, the entry in there goes as follows. Fokker D-21, FR-99 Black 1 of Major Gustaf Magnusson, commanding officer of LLV-24, Jutsino, January 1940. Eka Magnusson assumed command of LLV-24 a year before the Winter War broke out. A firm believer in the 4 fighter unit, he imparted his beliefs with determination to all his pilots, and this duly led to his squadron having a clear tactical advantage over its Soviet counterparts, resulting in a great number of aerial victories being scored. Magnusson downed 4 bombers during the Winter War and achieved acedom while still in command of LLV-24. On 8th of July 1941, when he claimed a DB-3M in Brewster BW-380. From May 1943, he commanded LER-3, creating an indigenous early warning and fighter control system without radar, which played a key role in repelling the Soviet summer offensive in 1944. On 26th of June 1944, he won the Mannerheim Cross for these achievements. So there we go. That's kind of an interesting little insight into Major Magnusson. It only really sort of leaves me to say kippis, which is cheers in Finnish. And as you can see, I've got myself a rather nice bottle of Cairo malt rye whiskey, 47.2%. And I've had a little sip of this before, and I can confirm it's a little bit strong. So hang on a minute. Kippis. Yeah, so there we go. So the Fokker D-21 by PM model, just for a little bit of brief history about this particular kit, was originally a Pioneer kit created in 1990. Pioneer 2 being, I think it's an offshoot basically of PM model. In 1995, Matchbox actually made this kit, or took the moulding of it anyway. And in 2000, PM released a further kit. And in 2020, PM released this particular kit that we see here. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed my little soiree into Finnish fighter ace history with our Fokker D-21. Like I said, I'm quite happy with it. It's not perfect, but I'm a novice at the end of the day, so I don't expect perfection. But it will do me for now. So thanks very much for watching, and let me just get the, there we go. So I normally round off with saying be seeing you, but apparently that translates to see you later in Finnish, which is something like nadan. So there we go. Catch you later.